Hello, Gemini, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and today we're doing July readings. So I've got the Light Seers Tarot today, and just a quick reminder, these are general readings for a general audience. So it's not quite the same as a one-to-one reading. It might really resonate with you, or there might just be a nugget or two that inspires you. So these readings are for a Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, a Gemini Moon. I invite you to check out all the readings for all of those placements for a fuller picture. Now I'm going to go ahead and give the deck a good shuffle for you. And I am going to fast forward the video through the shuffle, and I'll meet you on the other side for your reading. See you there. Okay, Gemini, let's take a look at the themes, events, and advice coming up for you in July. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so we've got the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords, Judgment, and the Star. So we've got two major arcana, and we've got a lot of two energy. These are things that are sticking out to me. The Two of Cups, the Two of Swords, and Judgment also is a two energy. So that's, twos are, of course, about connecting and merging. So let's start here with the Two of Cups. Obviously, for any of you who are looking to connect with another human being in a romantic relationship, to start dating or to take a relationship to the next level, this is a card you want to see. It typically augurs a supportive atmosphere for that sort of thing. A good sign to get yourself out on the dating apps if you're single and looking. A good time to have a conversation with someone you're attracted to, or someone you're dating but you want to take it to the next level, or you want to know where this thing is going, or you want to confirm feelings for that sort of thing. It really is about going deeper, being vulnerable, sharing yourself, and exploring, practicing those sorts of bonding skills, right? Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be about romantic relationships. It can also be about reconnecting with a sibling, a friend. It can be about connecting with someone you collaborate with really well. It could be about connecting with an artist and collaborating on a project, or even a coworker, a colleague, finding a place you belong to do work or something like that. But it's the essence of it is finding another person or a group that you can truly be yourself with, truly share and bond with, and be vulnerable, be authentic, and feel safe to be the truest version of you, and also create a safe space for someone else, or someone else to be the true version of themselves. And, sometimes that takes a little work, it takes a little effort, it takes a little conscious allowance. It takes a little communication to make sure we're on the same page, that we're both having the same experience. But the fact that this card is showing up for you, for whatever level and whatever experience you're looking for in that way, July is an excellent time for you to plant seeds This is really supported for you so long as, there is a bit of co-creation, right? You do have to go out there into the world. If you're single, do get on those apps or start that conversation or admit that crush or whatever it is. But it is well supported. Now, interestingly, the next card we have here is the Two of Swords, which is typically about being torn between two choices. So for some of you who are single or are, in kind of that relationship place or looking to build a relationship, it could be the kind of thing where you're torn between two people. Or it could be where you're not sure if this is the right person to kind of commit to. That could be, the choice you're torn between. For maybe one or two of you listening, it could be, if this isn't about romantic relationships and this is more about a collaborating piece, not being sure if you're making the right choice in terms of an artistic project or a job or a team in something like that. If you should stay or you should go, it could be the kind of thing where an ex comes back into the picture and you're wondering, does it make sense to get back with that person or not? Usually with the Two of Swords, it can be that the head and the heart aren't quite in alignment. Right? There's something that it doesn't feel quite right. There's a missing piece. It could just be information. It could be that you're missing a piece of information that doesn't allow you to feel good about it. So go ahead and ask those questions. If you're having feelings for someone and those feelings have not been confirmed, it would make sense that you're not feeling great about committing all the way or, jumping all in. Or if someone has admitted feelings for you, and you don't feel the same way, even though they're a really great person, that's something to honor, even if, you like them, but you're not, say, physically attracted to them. That's something to honor, right? So getting the head and the heart in alignment, whether it's finding out more information, having the difficult conversation, or just, having a point of reflection to realize what that piece is that you're missing that will kind of clear that up for you. If you're not ready to move forward with something or something, don't force it, That's what the Two of Swords is saying. If you're not yet ready to go forward with one or the other, then don't, But we see that there is a moment of clarity coming forward. So this is maybe mid-month. There is a moment of clarity. So if you have to sit in this moment of indecision, honor that. If you're not quite yet sure, there will come a moment where it makes sense. And it may not be the perfect choice. Sometimes with the Two of Swords, we may be looking for something perfect or obvious. The judgment moment usually is when we recognize we're not perfect and what we want is not the perfect choice, or we haven't been perfect, or it wasn't what we thought we were going to be, or we aren't getting the life choice or the career path that we thought we were going to get or intended to follow. But we have to honor our heart or our truth. And once we decide, even though I spent, all this time thinking I was one way, my heart really wants this other thing. And once we acknowledge that truth, the amount of freedom to go follow that truth is a liberation. It just unlocks this whole other this whole other chapter, this whole new chapter, right? So, an obvious example might be the kind of thing where and maybe you had always dated one gender and you realize an attraction to another gender, just as one example. And maybe you hadn't expected it. Maybe that had never happened to you before, and that realization, you realize the person you really want to be with is not who you expected, but that the acceptance of that just it just opens up a whole new world of color and a whole new experience, and suddenly things start to make real sense for you. Obviously, that's not everybody listening, but that's just as an example. I've known people who have another example that isn't quite the relationship thing, but just as an example of the judgment card. I've known people who went to college and put a lot of money into and a lot of training into a particular career path, and then they get there and they realize, wow, I just don't like this. I just don't like this at all. And then they kind of veer off from that and go into something that is not considered a professional career, but something that they are much happier in. And even though they work longer hours and it's not, considered a professional career, they're infinitely happier doing something that they feel more creative control over. So it's that kind of a thing where you give yourself a pass on the thing that you thought you should be or ought to be, and just accept the truth of yourself. And that gives you the freedom from this indecision, and into the place of, oh my gosh, it's not just indecision or a decision, it's a whole new life. And that gives you over here in the star a reason to be hopeful, a reason to look forward to what's coming next, a reason to see that there are brilliant new opportunities once you accept this truth about yourself. Now, for everybody, like I said, it might not be entirely relationship oriented. This could also be career. And for some of you, it could be a little bit of both, relationship and career opportunities, or it's some part of your practical life that is shifting. But we end the month here with this beautiful, hopeful place. And with this star comes not only this sense of hopefulness, but more opportunities. And for some of you, especially if you're heavy into social media, or if you're performers or have some other reason to put yourself in front of an audience, whether it be a community theater audience or literally somehow in the world stage or social media, the star card can be connected with some sort of fame or notoriety. So you could have a TikTok that goes viral or something like that, or it could just be you get written up in the community newspaper for a very fine performance in the community theater. There is reason to be hopeful and to know that you're going to be acknowledged, that there is progress and opportunities moving forward once you accept this sort of truth and give yourself permission to be sort of your true, authentic, vulnerable, wonderful, authentic self. Wow, Gemini, this is not the typical Gemini reading, I would say, but I love it for you, and I hope you love it too. I hope you make the most of this July. I think this is just a beautiful reading. I hope you're inspired, and thank you so much for dropping by. Until next time, take good care. Bye for now.